What's the meaning of punishing Gray Raven? With the release of the global version of the game, I'm sure we are all having a blast diving into the world full of amazing combats and interesting characters. But what about its story? What role do we play as a player in the game known as the Commandant? And why is the current plot of the game set in a post-apocalyptic world? The name Punishing Gray Raven is a combination of two things. The Punishing, a virus that overtook the Earth, which created the Corrupted, and Gray Raven, signifying an assembly of beings that are trying to retake the Earth from the virus. Now that's a very simple explanation, but if we start diving into the backstory and try to understand the cause of this apocalyptic world, things get very intriguing. The Punishing, a virus that overtook the Earth. What is it really and where did it come from? During the Earth's golden age in the year 2130, the world's government became unified under the lead of Dominic. Dominic and the Science Council of the World creates an AI called the Gestalt. Gestalt, or simply a machine god, helps usher in a new era of technological advancements. With the help of this godlike AI, humans create Babylonia, a warp-speed interstellar spacecraft for space colonization. But during the advancement of the technological developments, technicians tries to harness a specific form of energy called the zero-point energy, an energy within the concept of quantum physics. Long story short, the zero-point energy essentially is a type of energy that is so strong it could end up replacing all forms of energy source for humans on Earth. An energy so massive it would easily accomplish interstellar travel across galaxies within hours. But during the process of this research, the energy leaks and causes an explosion, which ends up creating the viral virus. Maybe as if to signify that humans are unworthy of such godly advancements, the virus essentially becomes known as the Punishing virus. This virus attacks living cells and corrupts the logic of mechanoids, hijacking one's self-consciousness and awareness. This Punishing virus had a simple goal: to attack and get rid of everything in the world that shows human-like consciousness and behavior. In the process, the humans end up losing their home planet to the Corrupted. Now, to help reduce the effects of the virus, humans create a gigantic, tower-sized ventilation device in cities to help purify the atmosphere. However, this obviously limiting humanity's life of normacy. Some humans even escaped to Babylonia, which is now being situated in space, orbiting around the Earth. Now, the biggest issue with the Punishing virus is that whether you are a living being or a mechanoid like drones or robots, it corrupts and hijacks one's control over their mind. The Corrupted begins to expand its reach throughout the world to further spread the virus, all in an attempt to completely cleanse the world from self-awareness. To combat the Corrupted and to take back their home world, humans begin to develop beings known as the Constructs. But because the Punishing virus affects the mind on a conscious level, the Constructs were unaltered from their original human thoughts. This being supported by what's known as the Ego-Ocean system, all in the attempts to stay self-aware, so that they can fight and reduce the effects of the virus and to battle the Corrupted. Basically, the beings known as Constructs in the game are bionically reproduced humans that can stay sane against the corruption of the Punishing virus. The Gray Raven team is the entity formed by the inclusions of these Constructs, led by Lucia along with other Constructs like Lee and Liv inside the game. Now, aside from this development, how do we, known as the Commandant, fit into the story of the game? There was a problem during the development of the Constructs. Even after the efforts of seemingly suspicious and dark human alterations, it turns out that the Punishing virus's potency on these bionic humans were only reduced and not completely removed. In the attempts to develop a more resilient version of the system, a system called the Invert Device System was created. The basic idea of the Invert Device System is to connect the Construct's mind to a central beacon, connecting the Constructs to the Commandant as a countermeasure to obtain resistance against the Punishing virus. This basically explains why we are able to control these characters in the game in the perspective of the story. Now, aside from the zombie-looking monsters called the Corrupted, the Constructs of the Gray Raven team, and us, the Commandant, there's another type of entity that plays a part in the story. Unlike the constructs who wants to reclaim Earth from the corrupted for humanity, Ascendants are utilizing the punishing virus and the corrupted to cause havoc and paranoia on Earth. But how are they not affected by the punishing virus? To stay self-aware, Ascendants have a system called the Ascension Network. Like the invert device system between constructs and commandants, the Ascension Network allows the Ascendants to stay self-aware despite heavy exposure to the virus, also giving them special abilities in the process. But the reason behind their actions are unknown. Perhaps there are some hidden connections within the story behind Ascendants and constructs because of their similarities in their resistance systems. And that is the basic story of Punishing Gray Raven in a nutshell. Interesting backstory that will hopefully come to light as we progress through the story. I hope you enjoyed my explanation of the story, and if you enjoyed this video, smash like, consider subscribing for more future content regarding Punishing Gray Raven. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.